all up here to try to sell fundamentals of better viewing of 3D entertainment. What we're doing is we're collaborating on ways to enhance the quality of life. And if the same vision issues that create uncomfortable 3D can be traced back to attention of our children in school, reading disabilities, other things that have much more fundamental problems, this makes all this work extremely important. And that's why we're so excited about being part of this.
I think Dr. Sheedy was quoted, actually in the video that's going to be distributed tomorrow, as saying it was a blessing in disguise. I sort of stole it from you, Jim. But maybe to comment from your perspective, too, with the clinical work that you've done, emphasizing that point, because that is the essence of this collaboration.
Yes, you know, optometrists for many years, we've been the vision specialists. We understand vision, how it works, how it functions. We've been analyzing children, as Dr. Ellis points out, for learning issues. We know that certain aspects of the visual system and how it works, we're able to measure it, and we're able to analyze it and be able to identify some of the fundamental underlying diagnostic conditions that cause the types of problems that we're seeing. We believe that many of these same conditions are the ones that are challenging people in watching 3D displays. They're almost certainly many of the same conditions. But we're also prospectively looking forward at this.
So now this is giving them another reason to go, and it's also giving them a reason to take their children and their grandkids. So that's the opportunity here. Once they're in the chair, we can take care of them. And if we get them in the chair quicker, we can treat that better.
Just as a follow-up, will either in theaters or in packaging for 3D TVs, will there be any information that suggests a person who's not perceiving 3D properly to go get an eye exam?
You're reading our mind. The next steps here will be, if we, the idea will be to have theatrical PSAs before the movie, and also information at the end of movies. And there's also the possibility that content can be delivered into the home through a certain mechanisms, which will allow individuals to perhaps test their vision at home. So, in answer to your question, yes, that's going to happen. When, we don't know, but that's something that we are working on as a next step. Okay, and then if you look at, there was a study, some studies done looking at juvenile delinquents, entry-level juvenile delinquents. They did comprehensive eye exams on them, mostly for the first time in their lives. Over 50% of them had undetected, untreated vision and eye health disorders that were amenable to treatment if they were caught earlier. That's huge. That cannot continue to go on. This collaboration will help identify those kids, get them to treatment, and really be, has the capacity to be probably the biggest thing for children's vision health in the last century and a half.
Projects. One of the projects was what happened today with this clinical symposium, and the information is being released around it. And just as one, story of how this was a teachable moment, those of you who were in the symposium recall at the end of the session, right in the first couple rows, there was a stereo photographer who's been noting that for the 20 years of his career, many times he presents a stereo image to someone, and they quickly note that they can't appreciate it. And he said for this whole time, this whole 20 years of his life, he said, that happens sometimes. And he doesn't want to make the person feel bad. Well, from this day forward, he now has something to say. He's going to point out to that individual is the fact that it is most likely you have a treatable vision condition that may be compromising your conducting activities outside of this experience. And so we think it's a new era, and we're going to be particularly looking for those moments, those teachable moments, where we can point out to the American public that symptoms associated with 3D viewing could very well be a blessing in disguise, in that it could trigger the most appropriate thing, which is getting the company's lives.
It's an awesome awesome way to teach math and science. And teachers need to understand, and the children, and teach the children how seeing 3D is, how this information is coming to them in 3D. It'll be another opportunity to diagnose their 3D vision and their capability in seeing 3D. So that's one of the elements that I wanted to make sure came out here. We're really looking forward to implementing this across the country in the classrooms that already have 3D capability. And then encouraging other classrooms, maybe developing other programs where we can get more 3D projectors or possibly directory systems into the classroom to help instruct students at that level. So right from the very start.